Alrighty folks, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good myself. We're going to look at this Motorhelix today. I also did have this come in, finally. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but this is that Mini GT Daytona exclusive Mustang. So yeah, apparently these are like cursed, at least within my friend group. I'll tell you more about that when we do the video on that. Maybe the next video we'll do that. We'll see. Anyways, Motorhelix right here. So this is an R34 Z-Tune in Bayside blue. And from what I understand, Motorhelix has a couple different lines. And, well, they have more than just a couple different lines, but they have two like standard lines for their 164 stuff. So you have these cars that come in the acrylic case with the cardboard sleeve over them. This is their intern series, and then you have these a bit higher quality models with opening parts that are part of their senior series. Now I don't think this is like 100% consistent between everything, because I think I've seen some opening parts ones that weren't in this fancy packaging. But I think for the most part, that's going to be how their lines work. So this is actually, aside from like the 787B, which was kind of in its own ballpark, this is my first just regular Motorhelix that has opening parts. So I'm kind of excited to see what it's about. But anyways, here's the packaging. It's a very, very thick cardboard box. It's very heavy. That's the first thing I noticed about it. And then the bottom kind of sticks out a bit from the like top cover portion. But here's all the information back here. It does have that new Nissan licensing sticker. And then it says Nismo R34 GTR Z-Tune Bayside Blue. Motorhelix 63416. So pause and read if you want to see any of that stuff. Let's open it up. Okay, so the top comes off. Again, very, very thick cardboard box. It looks very nice. And then it looks like we've got like a cloth in here. So you can open that up, and then there is the car. I don't think any of the sides collapse on this, so I think I've just kind of got to pull up on this cloth, kind of like a pouch. Okay, there's the bottom of the box. And then, yeah, you have this cloth that kind of sits in there, and you can use it as like a hoist. It's actually a pretty nice cloth. It's like a microfiber. It's got the Motorhelix lettering in it. It's pretty nice. And then here's the car. It's got an acrylic case. Oh, it looks like it's taped on. So I'll have to cut that tape. Probably just cut it on both sides. It should be good. So this will come off now, I hope. Oh, looks like I didn't cut it fully. So there is the base in the car, and then it looks like there's a plastic insert in the top that kind of just holds everything down while it's in the packaging, because this does have an opening hood. So that'll sit in the top of the acrylic. Seems like pretty standard thickness for acrylic, nothing different there, but one of the big differences is the bases on these are a bit different. Get that tape peeled off. So it's got like this clear acrylic on the bottom of the base, and then it's got a layer of white on top, and then it's got this really nice photo etched metal plate at the front. So this one's limited to $25.99. I didn't really realize this one was limited to a specific number, but there you go. I do think it's kind of weird that it doesn't say Nissan, but I guess they just couldn't get it to fit right there. But it is licensed, so that is the important thing. I think we could probably take this one off the base. I don't think it's going to be too fragile. We'll just have to be careful with it. Just two screws holding it on the bottom. And I'm expecting this to be the best R34 that I have in my collection as far as detail goes. So hopefully Motorhelix doesn't let me down. Also, I will say, I think I'm going to start doing this for most stuff that I buy. I'm going to start showing you guys what I pay for everything. So I bought this on RC Mart. It was, if I remember correctly, it was $21 and some change. And then it was also, they had a free shipping option as well. So I comboed it with a Mini GT order that I was placing. So it was 21 and free shipping, which is very affordable for, in my opinion, for what this is, at least so far. But anyways, let's look at it. So Bayside blue, paint looks really good. It's a very nice blue metallic, just your typical Bayside blue, which in my opinion is the most iconic color for the R34. You could argue it's Millennium Jade or something else, but in my opinion, it's Bayside blue. You could say Midnight Purple too. I love Bayside blue on an R34. So very nice. I'm noticing every time I touch it, it's leaving like a fog around it. my hands must be kind of clammy today. But anyways, very nice paint. It looks really good. And the whole proportions of the car look quite nice as well. And right off the bat, I'm noticing there's some nice color on the interior. So I see some red on the seats in the front and back. Defroster lines are actually pretty nice. They're very thin. And I think there's some red on the steering wheel as well. It's probably a Nissan badge in the center of it. I see some silver on the center console in there. It looks very nice on the interior. There actually is there's actually little gauges in the cluster. It's so hard to see without taking it apart. It's not as hard to see in person, but it's hard to see on camera. But yeah, there's gauges in the gauge cluster, so like all the dials and stuff are in there. Very nicely done interior, I think. So that is good. The wheels also look very good. They are those Nismo 5 spokes in black, kind of like a glossy black, and then you have your brake details behind it. Just a rotor and a caliper. Looks pretty nice. This one does not look like it's going to roll at all. The wheels are pretty stiff in there. So yeah, definitely does not roll. I don't know if that's how all of these cars in this series from Motorhelix will be. I'm assuming probably. But yeah, it doesn't roll, but the stance looks very good. Yeah, this is overall very nice looking. Here's the front end, and those headlights are crazy. I'm noticing the hood is not staying down completely. Maybe it'll kind of readjust itself once we open and close it. But the headlights are like crystal clear, super shiny. There's like some chrome details in the housing back there. It looks really good. You can see the bulb details and whatnot. So very nice headlights on this one. They pop out quite a bit. The GTR badge in the grille looks to be like a separate piece, like a photo etch to decal, which is definitely cool. I have a love-hate relationship with those because a lot of times they can be off-centered quite easily. But yeah, the rest of the grilling looks good. This grill right here, this big main grill, almost looks like photo etched metal. I think it might be. It's a little bit hard to tell, but either way, it looks really good. And then carbon fiber done on this front splitter down here as well, which is also very nice. And there's some venting on the sides right here. The little fog, I believe these are fog lights right here, just done in silver paint. Yeah, front end looks really good. Really, really good. And then here is the rear end now. Taillights look very good. Red acrylic. It's got the Skyline badging going across the back. It is not embossed, which is something Mini DT does. It's not embossed, but I think it's fine that it's not. It's got Z-Tune on the license plate, Nismo and Z-Tune badging on the right side right here, GTR badging right there, and the Nissan. So no photo etch badges back here. It looks like the only one was in this front grille section, but it all looks really good. The exhaust tip down here is very nice. In fact, I think, yeah, this exhaust tip is actually a metal piece, which I do like. And then there's carbon fiber on the edge of the wing back here as well, which is very nice. And their carbon fiber actually looks pretty decent. Definitely looks pretty good. So yeah, back view looks awesome. Front view is awesome. Everything else, it really does look good. Here's the bottom. So you can see the exhaust system goes all the way to where it would go upwards to the engine, and then there's also the transmission right here as well, which is pretty nice. So pretty detailed on the bottom side. I do notice that there's this little, there's a little peg right here, and I don't know what this little peg is for. I noticed that right when I took it off the base. I don't think it has anything to do with the base. Also, I'm noticing that this little plastic piece where the car sits is actually cut out for the exhaust, it looks like. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it No, it doesn't. It doesn't touch the bottom of the base. I have no idea what that little peg is for. I guess it doesn't really matter, but anyways, last but not least, let's check out the engine detail. I wonder if I can get it open with my finger, or if I'm going to have to get something. There we go. All right, so it opens up just like that. Whoa, what is that? Did that just pop up? Is that that's got to be the hood support, right? Does it come, when I close it and reopen it, does it come back up? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it just pops up if you hold it upside down. And then, does that actually work to hold the engine up? It looks like it's metal. I guess you could kind of put it up like that. There's not really a slot in the hood that I'm seeing for it to rest. I'm assuming that's what that is. I'm assuming that's the hood strut, or the hood support. It's kind of cool, kind of odd. But anyways, here's the rest of the detail. I do see some carbon fiber up on either side on the struts. There's a strut brace going across that has the Z-Tune lettering on it. Wow, that's really nicely detailed. Like really, really nicely detailed. You can see the fans up here on the radiator. Top of the engine is done in silver. There's like some reservoirs up here and back here. Actually has like the sticker on it too. Wow, that's really nice. You can see some pipes right there. Oh, I just accidentally made this thing go back down, which is, I guess that's fine. Yeah, very, very nicely detailed engine bay, especially for the price, I think. So let's see if we close it, if it'll stay closed. No, it doesn't stay perfectly closed. It does kind of lift back up a little bit. Yeah, it's not super flush. Overall, it's not bad. Like the panel gaps aren't horrible, but I do wish it would stay closed a little bit more than that. It's a little bit loose, but either way, I'm actually very, very pleased with this one. Engine detail is pretty wild, and it's overall just a very nice looking model. Definitely, like I said at the beginning, I think this is definitely the best R34 in my collection as far as like detail goes. And it really wasn't that expensive. Now, I don't know how much these go for from other sellers or eBay, but I'm just, I buy most of my stuff from RC Mart, as you guys know, and that's where I recommend to pick up stuff like this. So I think for the price, very well done. I don't really have anything to complain about. Wait a second. This little pin down here does something. What happens if I push up on it? Oh, so if I push up on it, that kind of lifts the hood a little bit so I can open it. And then you can see that pin is right there. So maybe if I push down on that pin all the way, maybe it'll sit a little better. No, still about the same. I was thinking maybe it was up a little bit and getting in the way. But yeah, so you just push on that little peg on the bottom and it lifts it so you can get your nail under there. That's actually a pretty good idea. I like that they did that. Cool. I figured it out. So anyways, I think that's about all there is to see. Very nice. I'm impressed with it for the price. I mean, this is like less than a Tarmac Works Hobby 64, depending on where you buy them. So yeah, for that price, that is, in my opinion, a pretty incredible model and very nicely done. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think as well. And that's about it for this one. I will catch you in the next one.